Welcome again to Math 800 Pre-Algebra. Today we are doing section 8.5, converting between metric and US customary conversions. Our objectives: 1. To use unit fractions to convert between units, and 2. To use formulas to convert between Celsius and Fahrenheit temperatures. Here are our basic US customary measurements. We have our length, capacity, which is volume, and weight, and time. Time is not technically a US, this is an international thing. It's the only thing that we use that everyone else uses. As far as what you need to have memorized, you should hopefully already know that 12 inches is 1 foot, 3 feet is 1 yard, and then the time measurement: 60 seconds is a minute, 60 minutes is an hour, 24 hours is a day, and 7 days are a week. These are the only ones I'd expect you to have memorized. However, you do need to know what PT stands for and QT stands for. But on the last exam, I would give you any of these relationships. A unit fraction is equivalent to 1. So, if you have a numerator and a denominator that are the same, top and bottom that are the same, it doesn't matter what they are, they will cancel out and leave you with 1. So the numbers cancel out. 12 divided by 12 is 1. And the units cancel out and leaves you with 1. This is kind of the basic principle that anything can be written as 1 as long as the top and the bottom are the same. Now we also know that 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. These two things are equivalent. So what we could say is that if 1 is equal to 12 inches over 12 inches, because they're the same thing on the top and bottom, we could replace one of the 12 inches with its equal value of 1 foot. Therefore, that leads to this unit fraction. 12 inches over 1 foot is equal to 1. We also could have replaced the top 12 inches, the numerator 12 inches, with 1 foot and gotten this unit fraction. These are examples of unit fractions. So a unit fraction is equal to 1, but they have different units in the numerator and the denominator. However, the numerator and denominator are equivalent to one another. 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. That's why this is actually equal to 1. So let's see an example. To convert from one measurement unit to another, you just multiply by the appropriate unit fraction. When you're deciding which is the appropriate unit fraction, remember that the thing in the numerator, the top, will be the measurement you want your answer to be in. The thing in the denominator is what you want to get rid of, so it's what you're trying to change. Here's an example. Convert 60 inches to feet. We know the relationship 1 foot equals 12 inches. So the unit fraction we're going to use is going to involve 1 foot and 12 inches. The question is, which one should be in the numerator, which one should be in the denominator? We're going to let the 1 foot be in the numerator and the 12 inches be in the denominator. The reason is because we want our final answer to be in feet, so that should be in your numerator, and we're trying to get rid of the inches. The thing being changed is inches, so that's in your denominator. So now we take our 60 inches and we multiply it by 1, because when we multiply by 1 it doesn't do anything. It's still going to be 60 inches. However, instead of using the number 1, we're using the unit fraction 1 foot over 12 inches. Since these units match, they cancel out. And in this case, we can also cancel 60 and 12, divide both by 12, and we get 5 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator. So the inches canceled out, and our numbers canceled a little bit, leaving us with 5 times 1 foot, which is 5 feet. Therefore, we have shown that 60 inches is equal to 5 feet using unit fractions. You can do this using straight-out multiplication. However, I want you to practice using the unit fractions because we'll see some more difficult problems that really are much easier done when you use unit fractions. Convert 9 feet to inches. Now we're going to use 12 inches on the top and 1 foot on the bottom because we want to cancel the feet, so we're putting the feet in the denominator, and we want our final answer to be inches, so I'm leaving inches in the numerator. So whatever's in the answer you want in the top, whatever's being changed you want in the bottom. So 9 feet, 1 foot, that's going to cancel. In this case, the denominators are just 1. So you have 9 times 12 and 1 times 1 is 1, and 9 times 12 is 108 inches. Therefore 9 feet is equal to 108 inches. Notice the units of feet cancel out. That's really important here. That's our whole goal, is to get rid of the units of feet and convert into the units of inches. Convert 9 pints to quarts. The relationship is that 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. Again, we know we want quart on the top because that's what we want our answer to be in, and we put pints in the denominator because that's what we're trying to change. So we have 9 pints times 1 quart over 2 pints. The pints, they match, and the reason they match is so that they can cancel out or divide out. And now we're left with 9½ quarts. You can either leave it as the improper fraction or as the mixed number, or in this case the decimal 4.5. I would accept all three answers on your quiz or on your exam. However, in my math lab, sometimes they're a little pickier, so make sure you read very carefully in the form they want your answer. Do they want a fraction? Do they want a mixed number? Do they want a decimal? Do they want you to round? Make sure you're reading your directions very carefully. Convert 63 inches to yards. Now, you personally might know how to go directly from inches to yards, but we were not given a direct relationship between inches and yards. What we do know is that we can change inches into feet by using 1 foot over 12 inches, and then we could turn feet into yards by using 1 yard 3 feet. We're going to use two unit fractions. So we start with our 63 inches and our 1 foot 12 inches. That cancels the inches out for us. Then we're going to bring in the 1 yard 3 feet. That will cancel the feet for us. So we started by canceling our inches, and then we canceled our feet. Notice how I divided out my units, the inches and the feet, and that leaves me with yards, which is the units I wanted. And now we just multiply across. 63 times 1 is 63. 12 times 3 is 36. And then make sure to simplify this fraction. I can divide both the numerator and denominator by 9. And I get 7/4 yards or 1 3/4 yards. Again, I would accept either of these answers. Just make sure you're reading your directions carefully. Convert 2 days to seconds. So once again, we don't have a direct relationship between days and seconds, so we're going to have to use several unit fractions. We'll start by canceling out the days. I know 1 day is the same as 24 hours, so that cancels my days out. Now I want to divide out my hours. I know 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, so that cancels or divides out my hours. Now I want to get rid of my minutes. I know 1 minute is 60 seconds. That divides out my minutes. At this point, my days are gone, my hours are gone, my minutes are gone, and I'm left with seconds, which is what I wanted my answer to be. So now I just multiply everything. 2 times 24 times 60 times 60, and you get 172,800 seconds. And again, the denominator was just 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, so that's why we dropped it.